Howdy folks, I've got a fun one for you today. We're going to do Big Rock Candy Mountain. This is an old tune by I think Harry McClintock, I think his name was. This is a great one from Oh Brother Where Art Thou soundtrack, and this is one of my favorites to play in a solo show. It's got some great clever lyrics, and it's got a fun little jamming we can do on the Baritone Ukulele. So here we go. Alright, so I'm going to play a little bit to get us going on this tune here. Big Rock Candy Mountain. You could have a different ending for that one. And that's pretty much all the parts. So let's go ahead and go back to the beginning and take a look at that first part, the intro. So our intro is going to be so basically we're going to do this one riff 3 times. It's going to be the first fret of the second string, the C note there, and then the C chord. So 1 fret on the second string to the chord, and then 2 to open on the G string. So 1 chord, 2 open. We're going to do that 3 times. So now the third time we're not going to do the 2 open. We're just going to do the 1 and the chord, and then we're going to go to the 3 here on the second string. So we're going to take that 3, hit it again, slide it to 5, back to the 1. So let's look at that intro again. We got okay, so let's try that together. 2, 3, and 4, and okay, now we're to the next part. One evening as the sun went down, that little verse. So we're going to have same thing. Except for instead of going down to the 1, we're going to go up to this little 3. And then the second part, down the track came a hobo hiking. That's going to be the same thing. Okay, then we're going to get to a new part. We're going to go to this F chord here, 3, 2, 1, 1. And it's going to be, I'm headed for a land that's far away, that little part. So we're going to do that twice. That's going to be the bass note of this F, and then or you could do it just a down strum. Or you could do kind of a bass thing. Bass and then down up. To the C chord, same type thing. So you're going to do that twice. And like I say, you could just strum these like down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up. That's what the tab says, but you could do it either way. You can do a lot of these things with like a bass chord type of feel too, which we have here and there throughout the song. Okay, so we're going to do that thing twice. We got the... And then we have this riff. 2, 0, 3, 2, open, G. So let's look at that again. We got F to the C. 2, 0, 3, 2, open, G. So let's try that part. 2 and 3 and 4 and F to the C, F to the C, and then that riff 2, 0, 3, 2, 0, G chord. One more time. 2, 3 and. So after we finish that little part with the, we come back to our C, our little 1 and our C chord. 2, 0, and we end with that one that goes to the 1 there at the end. So let's look at from that riff. Back to C chord. 2, O. Back to the 1. Okay, then we move on to the next part. In the big rock candy mountains, that part. Okay, so we're gonna have the C chord, we're gonna have bass, chord, chord. So that was 2 sets of the C right there. Now we do the same strum on the F, back to the C, back to the F, back to the C, and then we have this riff. 2, O, 3, 2, open G again. So that was 2 C's, and then an F, and then a C, and an F, and a C, and the riff. So 2 C's, F, C, F, C, and the riff. So here we go. 2 sets of C, 3 and 4 and F, back to C, F, back to C, and the riff. And then we're going to move on to where the boxcars all are empty, that part. 2 more C's, F, back to C. Now here we get into and the birds and the bees and the cigarette trees and the lemonade springs with the bluebird sing. So that goes back and forth between F to C, but it's faster. So it's like, so that was just 1 bass note and 1 chord on F. Then we go to the C and we do a bass note and 2 chords. So that was 4 sets of that. So that's your F, bass and chord, and then your C, bass, chord. We're gonna do that 4 times. So let's try that nice and slow. 3 and 4 and F to C, F, C, F, C, F, C. And then we have this little riff. Open, open, open on the G. So open, 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 and then 2 to open on the D string, C note, C chord. Now you could also do that like this, if you like the sound of that better. Same notes, just a different octave. Okay, so let's go back through when we went into In the Big Rock Candy Mountain. So that new part, that's where we play the C with this bass note first. Let's go through that part again. F, back to C, F, C, and then we got the riff. And then we're coming into the next part of that verse. C, twice, F, C, and then this faster thing where we went into the birds and the bees and the cigarette trees and all that. So F, C, F, C, F, C, F, C. Then we have the riff with the opens. Or we have. Okay, and then all the verses after that follow that same form. The early verses that started with like one evening as the sun went down and the jungle fire was burning, that is the initial verse, and it's its own thing. It doesn't follow the same form as the stuff afterwards. So down the track came a hobo hiking. That's also that same kind of early verse thing. Here's our next part. So that is the initial verse that has its own kind of form, and then all the other verses after that that start with like In the Big Rock Candy Mountains, all those next verses all start with that same wording, and they all follow the same form. So after the initial verse that has its own form, you get into that next type of verse that starts with In the Big Rock Candy Mountains, there's a land that's fair and bright, or later on you have In the Big Rock Candy Mountains, all the cops have wooden legs, or you have You Never Change Your Socks. All those different verses, they're all following the same form. So you can follow the same form for the whole rest of the song, and then I'm going to show you how the outro goes, and then we're going to be finished. So here we go. In the Big Rock Candy Mountains, those verses have this same thing where we do the C chord, but we have bass note first. 2 sets of C, F, C, F, C, and then this riff. Now here's the second part of that. C twice, F, C. Now we have that faster thing. 4 times. And then we have this different riff. Or we have. Okay, and the outro just adds an extra one of these. Only 2 times. So after it does that riff, it does one more of these. Okay, so that's Big Rock Candy Mountain. Let's go over the intro a little bit one more time, and I think you guys got it after that. And there will be a tab with this, so I hope you all enjoy this. So here we go, one more time, the intro. You got the 1, and then you got the C chord, and then you got the 2-0. We're gonna do that 2 times. And then we start doing a third one, but we end a little different. So one more time. Okay, and then we do that same form for the singing. One evening as the sun went down. And again. And then we have the F to the C, F to the C, riff. Back to C chord thing. Okay, and then I think you guys know how the Big Rock Candy Mountain verses go. So that's the whole thing. Hope you enjoyed that. Thanks a lot. I'm Damon Wood. We'll see you soon. Please like and subscribe. Take care.